In this video, I am going to explain how to find the sample variance and the sample standard deviation of this dataset. What is the formula for the sample variance? It is sum xi minus x bar to power 2 divided by n minus 1. Or you can write in this form, uh, that is x1 minus x bar to power 2 up to xn minus x bar to power 2 divided by n minus 1. First, let me create a table, and the first column I write down the observations. There are 5 observations, so you can write the observation in the first column. The second column, I am going to find the deviation of the mean of each observation, that is xi minus x bar. So first you need to find the x bar. You already know how to find the x bar, that is the mean, that is 61.2. Then we can subtract 61.2 from each observation to find the deviation. So we have the deviation of the mean for each observation. Now again we can check the sum of the deviation. What is the sum of the deviation? As I mentioned before, sum of the deviation always must be 0. Yes, at these numbers it is 0. Right. To find the sample variance, we need to find the second power of the deviations. So the next column is the second power of the deviations. So second power, you can find the second power of the second column and get the numbers. Then how do we find the sample variance? Go back to the formula, that is the sum of the square of the sample square of the deviations, right? You see the first one 38.4, second one 3.24, similarly the last one 104.04. So add them together and divided by n minus 1. N is the number of data, that is 5 here. So divided by 5 minus 1, that is 64.19. That is the sample variance. Then how do we find the sample standard deviation? We know the sample standard deviation is the square root of the sample variance. So we need to find the square root of the 64.19. That is 8.01. That is the sample standard deviation. In my next video, I am going to explain one more example for the sample variance and the sample standard deviation.